every woman in the land is going, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it's really refreshing to talk about. I do.
You did say 9 times out of 10, though, so...
Yeah, I've really put myself up for it there, haven't I?
No, that's true. But things change. I mean, your relationship changes, doesn't it, as you've been together? You've got 2 children. That changes things completely, doesn't it?
Toddlers.
Yeah. Toddlers running around, all of that.
Sleep, yeah, they don't sleep. One doesn't sleep too well, so...
Yeah, it's
well, you've got
inevitable.
to get it when you can, really.
I know. Take advantage of yourself. The trouble is, I think, when you're on something like I'm a Celeb, which you wear, you don't... Of course, the cameras are there all the time, but I guess you forget they're there, and you just kind of forget, and you're just chatting the way you would normally talk to your pals.
Yeah, you must have.
I did struggle in the beginning, but then you do get used to it, and you literally just switch off.
Sure.
And you think, out of a 24-hour day, they're only going to show a few minutes, and they chose those few minutes.
And it's always going to be those few minutes that you really don't want to show. And most women is just like talking to your girlfriends.
Yeah, it is. I think just because we'd made a joke out of it, and it's really funny, it's kind of become this big thing, which for us is a little bit embarrassing, but I think it just shows how much of a topic it is that everyone relates to.
Well, of course, and you're a normal couple. I mean, you happen to be famous, but you're a normal couple who's got kids and you've got a normal relationship. I loved the way that you got together, because was it James Corden, really, that got you 2 together?
Yeah, it all sounds a little bit... more interesting than it is, but we were just out on a night out, and he just put our numbers in each other's phones. And
so he was Cupid?
He was a bit,
I can imagine him, you know, in a nappy with a bow and arrow.
That's exactly how it works.
Was it?
Yeah. The funny thing is, we don't even know him that well, do we?
No, I think you're probably the first time I've met him as well.
So he was
so just like, give me your phones, I'm going to sort it out. I'm going to sort... Good for him. Good for him. I think it's great, and it worked out really well. What about the proposal? How was that?
Well, I'll start it off, but I'll let Frankie finish the story.
OK.
She's good at stories. But I wasn't actually going to ask her in the end.
Really?
No, it was such a terrible night in the end. Basically, Frankie wanted to go away, so I was going to do it at that time. So she wanted a weekend in the country, and we ended up with a weekend in the city. Frankie was pregnant at the time and couldn't get a dress on, and she was just stressing, and she'd been a bit grumpy. And then I let her carry on with the rest.
Well, no, basically, Ray, I wanted to go to the country away with the dogs, have some time away. I was pregnant, and we went into London, and I was like, well, this isn't what I wanted. And then the dogs weren't there, and we were having dinner, and I couldn't do my dress up the whole way up, and then I couldn't even get my shoes on.
Oh, well, of course that happens when you're pregnant.
I was massive. And Wayne's going to me, honestly, babe, it's fine. Where we're going for dinner, no one's going to notice. And I was like, nope, I'm getting it on. So I couldn't breathe. My shoes were undone. And then he proposed. And I was like, I'm supposed to look nice at this moment. And then all my friends and family came in, and I was like, oh.
And we ended up with takeaway at McDonald's because we didn't like the food. Yeah.
Well, the food was rubbish. Well, you know, you can always rely on them.
I know. Start as you mean to go on, you know.
I think it's good.
But he did still do it, and he's never regretted it, have you, babe?
No, not one bit.
Not one bit, not one bit, not never. Not never, not never. And, you know, the 2 of you, obviously in the public eye, of course you are, but you've got that balance right. How do you manage to do that?
I don't feel like we've ever really got it right. I think the nice thing is that Wayne has never really properly been in the public eye, which I always quite liked. And we've just kind of ended up doing a little bit more together. Things that feel natural. But I think
because you did that show about relationships and stuff like that.
Yeah, which was just like a laugh. But I think for us, we just, you know, our lives are very normal. We've got great grandparents that always help us out with the kids. And, you know, the boys don't do anything in the spotlight, really. So for us, we go home and we're changing nappies and going to the duck pond and all that kind of stuff.
We're quite good at letting each other do whatever they want to do if they want a bit of time to do what they want to do.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I think that's the secret to a really good relationship and a really, really good marriage. Now, Strictly starts. Tomorrow, in fact, tomorrow night. Are you going to be rooting for your pal?
Of course.
There she is. Oh, that's
you.
That's you.
With yet another hairstyle. And there's Moles.
There she is.
She looks amazing.
She does.
I knew she's going to look great in every costume. For starters, but she's an amazing dancer. She's very nervous.
Is she?
Yeah, but I knew she'd want to do it because whenever I had Kevin at work, she'd always get him to give her a little twirl around and whatever. So I was like, she'll be on it as soon as she can. And already she's just absolutely loving her life, which I knew she would. So
obviously it's going to be a little bit nervous. She's out with her comfort zone.
Yeah.
I guess because she's got that level of skill, it's a little bit harder in some ways because it's all the ones you mean. Look at Ori from last year who hadn't danced at all. all and then just went whoosh.
Yeah.
It was incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah,
They'll expect more from it.
Yeah, I kind of
It'll be
feel like you
that.
get given a bit of a bad time, but I think because we dance in front of people, people assume you're a trained dancer, but
it's not.
you know, neither of us were, and it's completely different. I mean, in the Saturdays, we did a lot of this.
There was a lot of that.
Yes,
There was a lot of
and a lot of
action.
walking, which
Walking
isn't quite the same as ballroom and Latin,
No.
but she's a little bit slower on picking things up, which I think is what's making her nervous.
Sure.
But I have every faith in her, obviously, and her and AJ get on really well, so that's nice.
the key to it, isn't it? If
Yeah.
I mean, you're such a brilliant partner, and if
Yeah.
you get that partner, it's just wonderful,
Exactly,
isn't it?
yeah.
It's good. Would you ever do Strictly Love?
I would. I'd like to
think
go and
you'd
win
be
it, to be honest, because then I'd have one up on Frankie. So, yeah.
Would you be
I need a lot of practice, I know that much. I'm a bit stiff.